Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today, we will present about unemployment in Malaysia. Before we start, let me introduce myself and my teammate. My name is Wan Nur Elyssa binti Mior Khalid.
My name is Wan Nur Irdina, Binti Wan Haizam.
My name is Nuraini Nafisah binti Sabri.
My name is Jannathul Aswa, Binti Shamsuddin Shukor.
My name is Nurzalifah binti Muhammad Zulkefli.
Hi, my name is Nurasyiqin binti Basri.
There are 3 questions I will be discussing in introduction. So firstly, what is unemployment? Employment is a situation when there are laborers who are willing to work but do not get a job. Unemployment in the economy indicates the existence of an oversupply of labor in a country. This situation actually shows the waste of labor factor in the country and the detriment of the country. So, the second question is, what are the concepts in unemployment that can be explained? So, the concept in unemployment, they have labor force equal employment plus unemployment. Labor, employment and unemployment are people aged between 15 and 64 who are working or actively looking for work. Furthermore, this labor force does not include housewives, students, retirees, and those who have lost their abilities to work. While this employment is the total labor force working in various economic activities. So the last question is, what is unemployment rate? Okay, unemployment rate is refer to economic indicators that measure the percentage of unemployed among the existing labor force in a country. Low unemployment refer to the unemployed in the country compared to the small labor force. In other words, the domestic labor force has been fully utilized. On the other hand, the high unemployment rate reflects many of the labor force that should be able to contribute in the national economy but not get jobs. This situation leads to a waste of labor's production factors in the economy if the unemployment rate is below 4%. The country is considered to have reached full employment. The unemployment rate that occurred in Malaysia in 2015 was 3.1%. So that's all for me. I will pass to the next presenter, Zulkefli.
The first problem that caused unemployment in Malaysia. As we know, Malaysian unemployment statistics keep increase caused by foreign workers. This problem was not a new phenomenon for Malaysia because every year they will recruit a large influx of foreign workers. Why would foreign workers more attracted to work at Malaysia? It was because Malaysia have a good economic performance and perspective. Some of those foreign workers that hired by Malaysian employer were came from Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam, and Myanmar. However, the number of foreign workers has increased from year to year. That makes Malaysia one of the highest countries of receiving foreign workers. Next, foreign workers only offered by cheaper wages compared to the locals. Most of employers in construction industry prefer foreign workers rather than locals because they're willing to accept the lower wages for the job. Besides, foreign workers is a hard-working person. They have a self-discipline in their jobs and have basic skill in construction. In addition, foreign workers also willing to work for longer hours because The first purpose they came to Malaysia is to earn money as much as they can in a short time to support their families in another country. Other than that, foreign workers is easy to recruit. It is because to recruit locals, the employer must pay them with the basic salary. But for foreign workers, they did not care if they were paying low for their wages. In conclusion, as a good employee, we should appreciate and get out of our comfort zone by not crazily choosing perfect jobs because many of the local being unemployed. I will pass to the next presenter, Irdina.
Thank you, Zulkefli. According to data, during the 3 years from 2016 until 2019, around 0.12% unemployment has occurred in Malaysia. Unemployment occurred in Malaysia because it happened among graduate students themselves. It can lead to concerning level. The reason why it happened among graduate students because some of them are expecting unrealistic salary, where it is quite difficult to be fulfilled by any company. For example, according to Job Street survey, certain graduate students are demanded at least 6,500 ringgit as their starting salary. There must be a reason why certain graduate students are demanding such a highest price as their salary. It might be they thinking they have degree holder or higher education certificate and whatever, so they think that they deserve such a highest salary. But not all company can fulfill their demanded because it's quite difficult for a company to give such a high salary for a fresh graduate. Even an employee who have 3 to 5 year experience in their job only got at least 2,500 ringgit as their basic salary. How come a company want to give 6,500 ringgit to a fresh graduate who is not having any experience? So this is quite ridiculous because a fresh graduate they did not have any experience, but they demand such a high salary. So this is why unemployment rate in Malaysia is quite high. Besides, unemployment among graduate students, it also can happen among companies. Most of companies in Malaysia tend to hire a people or a person who have at least 1 year experience. For example, if a person have 1 year experience, the company might hire him or her as soon as possible because they know experience is more important than anything. With this attitude, it will make an inexperienced person will have a little opportunity to apply their job because they do not have experience, especially for a fresh graduate, because they do not have time to work due to their studies. That's all from me. So I will pass to Elyssa to continue her point. Thank you.
Problem number 3 is there was always a gap between employers' expectation and also the graduates' actual quality. Supported Jobstreet.com survey conducted last year. Staggering 75% employers indicated that they found the quality of graduates to be only average. Besides this reason, There are 5 reasons why Malaysian fresh graduates do not seem to be hired. 72% ask for unrealistic salaries or benefits. 64% are choosy about the work or company. 64% have poor character, attitude, or personality. 59% have poor command of English language, and 53% have poor communication skills. Having superstar grades or being on the Dayan list is not enough to land your employment. It definitely helps, but it's removed from the only things employers value in candidates. Employers also want to work out with whether or not you are a team player, can multitask while being productive, can create solutions for internal problems and risk taker. We all know that calling Generation Y job seeking entitled is obvious and not fair. By doing so, we might be labeling 71 million people under one umbrella. That's meaning the attitude of believing what you simply are the best candidate for the work without having the talents and experience for the position could be a little unrealistic considering what percentage people they are fighting for that one position.
So, I will discuss for the first method. Firstly, the method is introducing the country through exhibition and economic visit to the other countries. In this way, foreign countries will be more aware of the advantage and importance of setting up a business in Malaysia based on accurate information obtained from the members of this delegation. Furthermore, the influx of more foreign workers in the country can certainly help generate more economic activity as well as overcome economic problems. In addition, the private sector also need to pay attention, especially to businessmen who also have their own role. They are willing to sacrifice when the country suffers from economic turmoil. The life of those who have lives luxuriously before should be sacrificed for the progress of the country in the future, because if they still make a profit through high salaries and bonus, of course their company will lack financial resources to weather this economic recession. Therefore, the private sector should also think of others and not just want to save themselves in such as an economic crisis. For individuals, they should be more positive through this economic downturn and try to further improve their skills. Other skills such as connecting students, taking short-term courses, and improving self-performance. This attitude of self-improvement can ensure that an employee continues to be valued by the company and the possibility of dismissal is very slim. Therefore, everyone should see education as a long-term process in a person's life and also do not consider graduation only in school. Today can also to some extent help solve the problems of unemployment that can trigger economic instability if the country fails to control it well, based on the experience of our neighboring country, especially in Indonesia. The government together with the private sector need to realize the importance of a cooperative attitude to restore economic problems in the country. Without cooperation, economic problems will continue to exist and causes many problems to the people to find the best job opportunities, especially the young people who have just left school. So, I pass to the next presenter, Aswa.
Thank you, Aini. Now, I'll explain to you about the solutions to the problems that Irdina has stated. There are two ways that I suggest the graduate students do, which are try to understand the economic problems that our country is facing and find jobs that accept fresh graduates. One of the challenges that led to unemployment, like Irdina has said, is that graduate students are demanding a high salary. Opinions on this matter have been divided into two, which are people labeling these graduate students as babies for wanting such huge amount of paychecks, and others defending them because the standard of living nowadays is quite high, so they are being reasonable. Both of these sides have their own pros and cons. Instead of continuing to argue about whether or not this idea of requesting huge paychecks is too much or not, I recommend to graduate students to try and understand the economic problems that our country, Malaysia, is facing. I'm sure it must be hard to live and afford goods, basic necessities, and others with such little amount of money because the prices of those things have increased. That is why I suggest that graduate students take any jobs that are available, even if they are paying low. At least by doing this, the graduate students can earn some cash for themselves or for their families. Another problem that Irdina has explained is companies tend to choose a person with full experience. While that is true, there are also potential employees out there who are willing to accept graduates, even the ones who have no working experience. For graduate students who are targeting big worldwide known companies, I suggest that they try to work in small companies so that they can gain more knowledge and experience about working. I also recommend to the graduate students to work in food stalls, convenience stores, and others for the time being until another job opportunity arises. This way, they will be able to get some money to support themselves or their families. That is all from me. Now I will pass this presentation to Ashikin. Thank you.
Thank you, Aswa. Now I will present the last method to solve problem employment in Malaysia. The third problem is poor command of English. So, the method to solve that problem is you must to improve your language skill, especially in English. English originally from Great Britain, and we have been spoken in various versions across nation. The pronunciation and the grammar of the American English a little bit different from British English. Other than that, the most popular language in the business world is English. So, one of the most essential qualities is employability is the mastery of English. English awareness in the business world is widely sought after. Right English is not about the ability to render work that are grammatically correct. It means other similar leadership such as skill in a presentation, convenience and negotiation, and interpersonal skill in the language. Furthermore, you also know most of the available job need knowledge of English, as you need to interact with your customer, with your client, manager, and also your teammate, as particularly in a marketing sales, which are typically the kind of job that are currently available. If you don't have that requirement, it's very unlucky for employers to do anything about it. If your first language is not English, you can find that's another solution that you need to take on an English language proficient test, such as Mohd, online practice, or IELTS or TOEFL as part of your application process to work and study abroad. This assessment can appear simple, but learning to write and speak in a right manner in a new language is not easy. To excel, you will need to make a lot of continuous efforts to learn a foreigner language. So there are a few solutions that can help you to improve your English. It have eight solution. Number 1, immerse yourself of English language. Number 2, have conversation with your family or your friend in English. Number 3, practice the 4 skills such as reading, writing, listening, and speaking. Number 4, improve your grammar and vocabulary. Number 5, improve your English pronunciation. Number 6, try a practice test a lot. Number 7, surround yourself in English. Last but not least, I will give you some direction to develop your English skill. I hope you can use them to develop your English. Learn in English for your own and country issue, which is unemployment in Malaysia. So, hence your English skill is very necessary because it never too late to learn. There are no shortcut to learning in English. Practice is the major secret of success. If you want use English as your native language, do not give up to trying to achieve your goals. We must prepare to work hard to get a very high goals, and it will be successful at the end, and we also can solve the problem in poor command of English in Malaysia.
As a conclusion, the issue of unemployment in Malaysia has been affecting its citizens to the point it has become something truly concerning and should be solved as soon as possible. Some of the factors that play a big part in this issue are the employment of foreign workers, the unemployment of graduate students, and the poor command of English among people, but the solutions have been right in front of us the whole time. Now, it is time for everyone to cooperate in solving this issue that has been in our country for quite a long time, so that everyone can live a peaceful life without worrying about not having jobs. The responsibility of solving this issue is on top of everyone's shoulders.